Falcon fan? This your boy Ricondo coming back at you with another video. So today, guys, the mini camp is over. The Atlanta Falcons are go ahead and going into the offseason. And guys, we're getting ready for training camp coming up here in July. So these guys are going to be off for a while. But the question I have for you guys today, is there a different feeling about this team going into 2023? I had a guy post on my channel earlier this week saying that I'm making them feel more excited, more confident about this team because the way I talk about this team. And hey guys, I'm not going to lie about it. Hey, I'm a glass half full kind of guy, so I'm going to talk positive about the team. I think it's real easy to talk negative, so I'm going to talk positive. But honestly, I do feel a different vibe around this team, and I think the team itself from top to bottom feels the same. And guess what? We're going to talk about that today. So guys, you have not already, go ahead and please subscribe to the channel. Please hit that notification bell so you know I drop another video. Please hit the like button so I know you guys like hear what I talk about. Then please share my video throughout the YouTube universe so more people can come in and hear me talk about these Atlanta Falcons. So guys, like I was saying, this time of the year, it's 32 teams in the NFL, and all 32 teams feel like, they're going to try to make a great playoff push. Now, there is some teams that know that this is a time they're going to have to be rebuilding and things like that. A lot of people could have definitely said about Atlanta Falcons the last two seasons, the salary cap issues they was in, the transition from Julio Jones and Matt Ryan's. A lot of people felt like it was a rebuild for us. We went on an orthodox route, not going out and drafting a quarterback. We took a tight end, and then next year took a receiver, then took a running back. So you look at all the ways the Falcons been doing things, a little unorthodox, but a lot of people already felt like the Atlanta Falcons was in a rebuild for the last two seasons, right? Going in this season, got a lot of cap space, made transactions, the things that they had to do to build this team up. However, a lot of people felt like they still didn't do the things necessary they need to do because of the quarterback situation. So, but if you look at it and you look at the team, the vibe that's going around, the national media is starting to come around as well. The fan base pumped up. You can see that this could be a special season for the Atlanta Falcons. Not saying Super Bowl, but a whole lot better than it has been since our last playoff berth in 2017. So, guys, why is it that this year is so different? And you think about the things you hear. So first, we talk about Terry Fontenot, how positive he is. He done been on his media tour on different various networks and podcasts and things, talking about the team, talking about the additions that we made, different players and things like that. The plan that him and Archie Smith had throughout these first three seasons, that how they tried to build this team out, the kind of players that they want to bring in, so on and so forth. And they feel like Arthur Blank has their back, and they're doing the things they need to do. So you can hear it in our general manager, Terry Fontenot, how he sounds, the things that he feel like this team can definitely be really, really successful, not only for this season, guys, but building it for the future, right? You hear from our coach every time that he talks, not as, angry so much about, the vibe around the team. It's a little bit more positive, and I really believe that Archie Smith is really excited about the things that they have been able to do this offseason, the direction of the team. There's so many different players that coming in, the scheme, the things that he feel that they can improve on, build on from last season. You hear it in the coach when he talk about the players, like I said, talk about the additions and things like that. And then last but not least, you hear from every player that gets up and give a talk to the media. All these guys are confident. You can hear it in our staple with Grady Jarrett, the way he talks about the team, how he believed that this team can do some things special. You hear from AJ Terrell, right? The way he believed that how great the secondary can be this year. You hear from guys like Calais Campbell who decided to come to the Atlanta Falcons, where he probably could have went to, numerous other teams that would have loved to have a veteran president like him in their locker room. We know he had more offers out there. You can hear it from guys that used to be our enemies, right? Like David Amiyata. You hear from him wanting to play with Grady Jarrett, has that respect for him, ready to come in. You can hear from those guys. You also can hear from offensive guys. You can hear from guys like Alice, like Mac, right? You can hear from guys like Scotty Miller. You can hear from Drake London. You can hear from Cordell Patterson. You just hear the confidence that's way out the roof for this team, right? Some of the things that we got to think about this team, right? One thing that I love to talk about when we talk about the Atlanta Falcons is the young core stars they have on offense, right? So young, if they can keep these guys together and not comparing at all, but if you look at the trio of guys like Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, and Michael Irvin, right? You look at that young trio, the way they built it up. Their first season went 1-15, come back and they go on a 3 Super Bowl run, right? That's what you like to see from young cores. But if you look at our young core, and I'm gonna go ahead and add 4 guys to this list. Look at Tyler Algier, Kyle Pitts, Drake London, and Bijan Robinson. Those 4 guys are our young stars, and then you calculate that with our young quarterback, who really, I believe, had the potential to actually be a pretty good, solid quarterback. Not putting so much pressure on him right now, so much potential on Desmond Ridder right now, but I really believe that he can be that guy. The second thing is, this one thing any team needs to have is a solid offensive line. The continuity that's there from our offensive line, you love to see that. That's going to be special. If you look at what the offensive line was able to do last year, you can only feel like they're going to be able to build from that. That breeds that confidence. That's why the vibe is different. The key additions, we talked about it so many times this offseason, but those key additions that we brought in and the spots that's needed, I think that Atlanta Falcons was really able to address a lot of the positions of need in free agency, and then in the draft, it was just really going out to add depth to all those other positions that we really, really had concerns about. A good mixture, which is really good for any team, any sport. Good mixture of old guys and young guys. Those wily vets come in, guys like Calais, guys like Bud Dupree, guys even like David Amiyata. Those veteran guys going to come in, and if you look at from the back end of the defense to the back end of the offense, you see veteran guys there. You look at a guy like Jesse Bates in that defensive backfield, that's going to really help out all our young defensive backs. You look at on the offensive side, Cordell Patterson there with Bijan and Tyler. That veteran presence that he has is going to be able to get a guy like Bijan to reach potential that he definitely can reach, right? Look at the receiver room. You look at a guy like Mac going to come in and help. No, don't have the stats and things like that. However, he does have that experience being a guy that had to, make his way up and make plays on special teams and things like that before he was able to shine a little bit last year. So you look at guys like that. Then, of course, on the defensive line, you look at guys like Calais, Bud Dupree, David Amiyata, those guys coming in. Those additions going to come in and definitely help out this young, up and rising Falcons core that we already have, and you have to believe that. So those are the things that I believe that why the vibe in Atlanta is so high this year. Especially that's what I see from a fan standpoint. I haven't been this excited in a long time, and I can honestly say, when we had those explosive offenses, was definitely excited when we had Gonzalez, Julio, Roddy, Michael Turner was here, Michael Vick. All those times, we had great offenses. But at this time, I really believe that from a team standpoint, I love the balance from a team standpoint. That's, to me, is why I'm really excited this year, because from a team standpoint, I believe that the roster is more balanced from offensive and a defensive standpoint. And if that's the case, the Atlanta Falcons can be able to sustain, not just for, like I said, for 2023, but moving forward. That's really what I really like about this team. That's why I think the vibe is different. And I believe that every player that gets up there, they 100% believe the things that they're saying. It's just not something to say because, like I said, it's offseason and everybody feeling good and thinking that they're going to be able to do some things. I really believe that this team is confident that they believe they can go out and really, really be good because they see the individual talent that they have on the team, but all they need to now just put it together and to actually become that team. So that's what I really think the vibe is about this team. And then the last but not least, Desmond Ridder, right? Everybody knows that the quarterback of your team is always going to be the leader, right? We got Desmond Ridder, played 4 games last season. But what I believe Desmond Ridder did this offseason is really huge, is that he won the offseason. And what I mean by that, he actually had the intangibles because, let's be honest, doing OTAs, doing, the mandatory minicamp here, it's not a lot that Desmond Ridder can show from a physical standpoint. It's a passing camp, right? You got to be able to make, complete passes and things like that, be able to dissect and read defenses, things like that. But what I think Desmond Ridder did for the most part is he showed his leadership. He showed the intangible things that not won't really show up on the field, but from outside the field in the locker rooms, right, in the huddles, being able to get your team in and out of huddles, the command that he's be able to show, being able to correct his players when they do something wrong, being able to take criticism from the coaches. He has shown all that this offseason, and like I said, you can hear it from every player, every coach. So in my opinion, Desmond Ridder have won over these Atlanta Falcons from the top to the bottom. And I also believe that's why the vibe is different, because they believe that they have a quarterback that's going to be able to go out and prove all the dollars wrong, be able to distribute to his playmakers, run the offense like Arthur Smith wanted them to run it, and be able to put points on the board. And all needs to happen next is the rest of the team that just come along with him. That's the vibe that's I see in this team this year. And like I said, of course, I'm biased because I'm an Atlanta Falcon fan. I'm always positive. That's what I do. But on the outside looking in, I believe that the Atlanta Falcons this season, before we go into the training camp, have did everything that they needed to actually be a competitive, not just a team that can go out and win and be competitive to try to stay in games. I'm talking about a team that can actually win the division and put themselves in the postseason next year. That should be the expectation for this team. I feel like that's the expectation they have for themselves, and that's why the vibe around the Atlanta Falcons in 2023 are so positive and the expectation is so high. So guys, I really want to know what you think about this. Is there a vibe? Are you feeling what I'm feeling? Are you feeling what the players feeling? Are you feeling what the coaching staff feeling? Are you feeling what a lot of us on the fan base are feeling as well, that this team can really go out and do something special? It's on paper right now. Like I said, OTAs, every team is positive. Every team is feeling the vibe. But this Atlanta Falcon team, from what I have seen, has really gone out and showed us that they mean business this year. And all it takes now is just coming back, getting ready for a training camp, and laying it all out there. This is going to be a competitive training camp. We're going to talk about some of these camp battles coming up. We're going to talk about guys who we need to watch out on the bubbles. Talk about guys that should be standout. Talk about guys who have a chance to make a name for themselves. Those all the things we're going to be talking about, guys, coming up this offseason. But let me know what you think about the vibe of this team. Is it just me, or is it what you guys see as well? This is your boy Ricondo coming back at you with another video. Peace.